What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about my thoughts as a professional player on the Way of Wade DLO 1, so D'Angelo Russell's first signature basketball shoe. First things first, they retail for $120, and if you're living in Europe, they're going for 106 euros on the official website. You can find an affiliate link for that website in the description box down below, or just use my code LucasSimona10 for a discount. Now back to the shoes. What do they do well? What don't they do well? Something they definitely do well is their traction performance. They have a full-length tough RB outsole, which is a way more durable rubber setup that Way of Wade uses. According to the Way of Wade website, it's 2.5 times more durable than ordinary rubber setups. And from my experience testing them, I can definitely confirm that, as Way of Wade shoes tend to hold up way better than other basketball shoes if used outdoors. Here on the DLO 1, the rubber compound is not as hard as I've seen on other shoes, but they're definitely still good to go for outside. The pattern itself is actually kind of unique. It's a little bit infinity sign looking or butterfly wing looking. The butterfly is also a theme that this shoe uses in general. Also on the official Way of Wade website, it says that they want to mimic DLO's butterfly-like agile play style, also playing homage to legendary boxer Muhammad Ali and his motto, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee," which is just an interesting fact also for the design of this shoe. And back to the traction performance, I've tried them outdoors, I've tried them indoors. On an indoor court, you will have a very good bite. It's not as squeaky as with some other shoes, but it's a very solid bite. Dust pickup also hasn't really been an issue, which is always a good thing, but I still recommend you wipe from time to time. For the cushioning setup, that's very interesting, as the shoe has a relatively low retail price, especially also for a first signature shoe in today's market. And we get two separate cushioning setups in the heel of the shoe. So if you've been following my channel, you'll know that I absolutely love shoes that have a lot of cushioning in the heel and less cushioning in the forefoot, because I want a low and responsive forefoot to be on balance for my jump shot, and a nice and comfy heel for when I'm running up and down the court or landing heavy on my heel after a rebound. So in theory, I should really love this shoe, but there's one issue I have with them, or actually two, one bigger one, one minor one. But simply for the cushioning, I absolutely loved it. We've got a full-length Boom midsole, and I've talked about Boom a lot on this channel already. It's one of my favorite setups, only topped by Super Boom, which is also being implemented now more and more into basketball shoes from Way of Wade, which is absolutely amazing in my personal opinion. And here, so we have full-length Boom, as I said, and then in the heel, we have Light Foam Ultra, or a slab of Light Foam Ultra. I believe it's this part right here that you can see here. The Boom is the white part, and then I think the Light Foam Ultra is this blue part here in the heel. And as I've not talked about it as much, I'll give you the exact tech specs that Way of Wade lists on their website. Light Foam Ultra combines high-performance elastomers with advanced material tech to create a lighter, more elastic and stable midsole for enhanced energy return in sports. Does it feel like that? Definitely. Can I feel all that's what they're saying here? Probably not. The elastic part is very interesting. Probably that's also a feature why it works well with Boom, because sometimes if you have two cushioning setups, it can be too much, or one cushioning setup can take away the benefits of the other one. Here, it doesn't feel like that at all. It's a very comfortable ride in the heel, and you're definitely lower to the ground in the forefoot. It's also not a max cushion setup in the heel, so nothing like a KD 18 or a Way of Wade 11, or let's say a Nike Book 1, which I love. It's a little bit lower than that, and in the forefoot you're also a little bit lower than those other shoes, but there's still a lot of cushioning. You've got a regular kind of orphalite insole, but it does look cool because we've got Way of Wade and DLO logos on the bottom of it, and it's just a little bit of an unusual color for an insole. And then the stroll board has a lot of cutouts like we've been getting used to from Way of Wade, so there's a lot of compression, and stepping comfort is also very, very good. Now, I mentioned that I have one bigger and one smaller issue with the shoe. Let's get to the smaller one. Unfortunately, it's the support features. While on paper, you actually have a lot of good and important support features on this shoe, namely a big and sturdy heel canner, a lacing system that works very well and keeps your foot on the footbed, and a Pro-By Lock shank plate system that usually also works very well if Way of Wade uses it. it just didn't work 100% for me. It's a stable shoe, but not a very, very secure and very, very stable shoe, if you get what I mean. There's just some things I wish they would have improved. One of the things being that while I like the idea of a Pro Lock system, and I also like that it's got the shape of butterfly wings, which is again a cool touch to the overall design of the shoe, I wish they would have added a small carbon fiber plate, maybe somewhere here right in the middle of the shoe, because that would have stabilized it a lot and immensely helped with the support features. And the thing that bothers me is that they just flex too easily, and while I like flex in the toe area right here, I don't like flex in the midfoot area, because that is actually where your feet need the most support, and this shoe unfortunately flexes right there. One other thing that I think could improve the shoe is they would have reinforced this area right here of the Pro Lock plate, because right here it's supposed to be a flex groove, which is always good if your shoe has that, but in my opinion this is the biggest weakness of the Pro Lock plate, because right here the plate is so thin, and when I flex the shoe, this is exactly where this plate is prone to maybe even pop if you put a lot of force in it, and just prone to give in if you're someone who puts a lot of force into their basketball shoes. On paper it's a very supportive shoe, just if you put a lot of force into the shoe, or if you're in general someone who needs a lot of support in the arch area, these might not be the best option for you. As I said, maybe switch out the insole, maybe you don't even need as much support. For the last performance category, we're going to talk about the materials. That's actually an aspect I really enjoyed about the shoe. It's all synthetic. We've got some small fuse-like or plasticky glue overlays in the toe area, which is also nice if you're a toe dragger, and some on the lateral side of your shoe. And the material itself is kind of a mesh-like, very thin, woven-like upper. It's a little bit stiff at first, but it breaks in very, very nicely, and you've got some awesome colorway options. This cam colorway, probably my favorite alongside the Mentors Mark, the all black, because all black shoes just always look very, very clean. But as I said, you've got a lot of options with the material. It's also breathable, which is nice for outdoors, and it holds up pretty well given the fact that it's actually very thin. There isn't that much padding, so it's not the most comfortable shoe from an upper standpoint. There's adequate padding in the heel area, but the tongue is relatively thin, not to the point where the laces cut into your feet like crazy, but you do definitely feel it, especially the more you get into the forefoot of the shoe. But of course, a benefit of that is that the materials can be kept very thin. Now for the last part, the fit of the shoe, that's my major issue with them. They are extremely narrow, and I mentioned before already that I have very wide feet, so that just didn't work for me, especially this part right here, also where this Pro Lock plate, the butterfly, comes up on the side. That just presses into my wide midfoot area, and in general the shoe shape is just very narrow. Unfortunately, that's a thing Way of Wade has been doing with a lot of their shoes, and even though I do usually size up, it's still very narrow. If you don't have wide feet, I recommend you go true to size with your usual Way of Wade size. If you don't have a Way of Wade size, my recommendation is go with the same US size that you use with your Nike shoes. That has worked the best for me. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the weight of the shoe. They are very, very lightweight. I'm going to have a clip of them on a scale on screen for you guys to check out the exact weights in grams and ounces. And for now, really last part, my overall summary of the shoe: good traction performance, good cushioning performance, solid support, nice materials, very narrow fit, and good weight, or actually a lightweight for a basketball shoe. My opinion, best suited for quick and fast guards, kind of like DLO himself. Bigger players, you probably need more cushioning and more support, but of course, a basketball shoe can be worn for every position. Where do they come in on my scale of 0 to book 1? I'll give them a solid 8 out of 10 rating. There's some things that can be improved, but in my opinion, this is a great first signature basketball shoe, especially considering the low price point. As I said in the beginning of the video, don't forget, if you want to cop them, use my discount code LucasTimoto10. I just checked the Way of Wade website. There's actually one colorway available for 88 euros right now. I think it's the podcast colorway, if I'm not mistaken. So that's definitely a big bang for your buck deal, and overall great value for money basketball shoe. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any more questions on the DLO one, just let me know down below. I'll try to answer all of your comments and questions. Also, just leave a comment for the algorithm. Even if you don't have any questions, it would help me out a lot. Of course, also leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. And if you did all that and still want to support me, I'd highly appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel. Have a good one and see you next time.